This March, Nvidia spent $4 billion just to lock up laser supply. That same month, an anonymous account, one whose paid subscriber count on X runs higher than Elon Musk's own, said a tiny Swedish laser company could be the next Lumentum. Since then, it is up more than 400%. This week, right in the middle of the panic, the same account doubled down. If the receipts hold up, this crash may have just put the pick back on sale. Ticker in 3 minutes. First, the receipts. So who is Serenity? Actually, here's the better question. Why did people start listening to an anonymous account with an anime girl avatar in the first place? Nobody knows the name. The reporting that dug into this account calls him a he, so that is what we will use. The story starts with a ban. Before X, this account lived on WallStreetBets as Alea Bito until early 2022, when the moderators banned it permanently. Reportedly for hyping a $12 stock that looked like a scam. That stock, AXTI, later touched 70. The scam call was the right call. Now here is the twist. This was never a meme trader. By his own telling, a former AI research scientist with a paper in Nature. He came back on X in July 2025. 1 year later, he has 944,000 followers. And the bio says the whole strategy in one line. Sharing free AI choke point research. Find the component the industry runs short of before the industry admits it. Now the receipts. Time-stamped. Right on screen. September. His first Micron post near $157. Today it trades near 1,000, up more than 500%. December. AXTI again. The same stock from the ban story. This time at $15. Now above 60. February. Raspberry Pi. Wall Street modeled 15% growth. He argued for roughly 50 because robot builders were hoarding the boards. The reported number came in at 58. Stack those together, and his own tally for the year comes to 4,500%. That number is his, self-reported. The receipts on screen are the part you can check yourself. Now, let's walk through his logic one rung at a time. Rung 1. AI is tens of thousands of chips wired together. And every year, those chips get faster. Rung 2. The wiring becomes the bottleneck. Copper cannot carry that flood of data much farther, so clusters are being rewired with light. From there, everything follows. Every one of those light links starts with the same part. A laser. No laser, no link, no link, no cluster. Now here's the catch. Only about 5 companies on Earth make those lasers at commercial scale. The biggest of them, Lumentum, says it is already sold out through 2027 and expects all of 2028 to sell out within 2 quarters. That is the shortage Nvidia's $4 billion locked down in March. It secured 2 of the 5 for itself and made the line even longer for everyone else. So that takes us to the bottom of the ladder. If the laser makers themselves are the bottleneck, then the scarcest seat belongs to the company supplying them. The company selling lasers to the laser industry. Put simply, it makes the raw laser light sources that the big optics makers build into data center links. That is where he went. The bottom rung. Sivers. Ticker SIVE. A small Swedish company, listed in Stockholm today. On March 18th, he posted the thesis. The upstream laser supplier for the next generation of data center links, a likely light source for Amazon's and Microsoft's own AI chips. The next day he wrote, I genuinely think Sivers could be the next Lumentum. The stock ran nearly 15x into early June. Then the crash pulled it back to around 40 crowns, more than 60% below that peak. Now here is the number to remember. Institutions just paid 57 crowns a share in this month's upsized raise. The market is selling the stock below what the smart money just paid. The customers and their roles. Global Foundries, the chip foundry. JBL, the manufacturing partner. IR Labs and Poet, the optical link makers. The catalyst. A NASDAQ New York listing targeted late this year or early next. That would put a stock most Americans cannot even screen today onto every U.S. brokerage app. And his position, in his words, one of his largest holdings. Now comes the part where we do our own homework. Here is what we checked ourselves. Confirmed with the primary sources on screen. His March posts are real. We pulled them ourselves. Timestamped March 18th and 19th. The quotes you just saw are word for word. The follower count is real. 944,000 this week. The raise is real. 700 million Swedish crowns, upsized from 600 in the company's own press releases. The customers are real, each one named in company announcements. The New York listing plan is real, moved from evaluation to execution by the company itself. And the shortage is real. Lumentum's own CEO said the sold-out numbers on the record on Bloomberg in April. So what breaks this trade? The biggest risk comes first. Design wins that never become volume. Today's deals are reference designs and first orders, not mass production contracts. If those first orders never turn into repeat volume orders, the growth story stalls while the share count grows. The early warning. Quarter after quarter with no volume production announcement. Two smaller ones. Dilution. Sivers just funded growth by printing new shares. If execution slips, it prints again and your slice gets smaller. Then the calendar. The visibility story leans on that New York listing window, and listings slip all the time. The early warnings there. Another raise before revenue scales. Or no filing progress by early next year. And finally, what would make him wrong at the root? This whole story depends on lasers staying scarce. So watch one number. How long a new customer has to wait for lasers from the Big Five. Today, that wait stretches years ahead. If it starts getting shorter, the shortage is ending. And so is this thesis. Time for the channel scoreboard. Today's entry. Serenity. Sivers. Ticker SIVE. Covered today at around 40 crowns. It joins two names you may remember. Coherent. From episode 6, his laser call, the company Nvidia paid $4 billion to lock up. And Ooster, from episode 9, the 15-year-old's LiDAR pick, now catching the China ban fallout. That one is a wilder ride. The thesis is still intact, but a policy-driven name like this swings hard both ways. We track every call we cover on this channel, wins and losses, on the same board. Subscribe if you want to see who is actually right. Already trading on Ondo and X stocks. Through a broker, you trade market hours only. On-chain stocks trade 24/7, 365, straight from your wallet. We prefer on-chain for one reason above all. Your profits stay yours, untaxed, not financial advice. Do your own work on the price you pay.